Hi, this is Sonia with Artsy Solutions, and welcome to the October version of Scrappy 8 Challenge. And it's hosted by the ladies of the Scrappy 8 Facebook group. And for this month of October, I got to choose the prompt, and it is Textile Fusion. So what I'm going to do is I want to see if I can transfer an image using some inkjet transparency film and some tissue, just your standard like greeting wrapping paper, like tissue that you like, gift paper. And basically I've tried this before as far as printing out on the wrong side of the inkjet transparency film and transferring it to the tissue, but I want to see if I can do a decoupage with the image that I get onto the tissue onto some fabric, and then do some more fun. I'll add more textiles and stuff like that. But so what I'm using is I have this Octago inkjet transparency film, and I've gotten this one off of Amazon, and I'll have a link in the description. And no, it's not a I don't get any money from it, but just to show you where I get it from. Now, this type of transparency film, it has like two sides, and one of the sides, the correct side that you're supposed to print on, if you breathe on it, it won't have, it won't show your breath. But if you breathe on it and it does show your breath, then you know it's the wrong side. And that's the side that I need to use to print on. So this is the correct side to print on, as far as if you just want to print an image. And this is the incorrect side. I don't know if you can see that or not. So that's the side that I'm going to be printing on. And I want to see how that's going to work. So let me put in my password so I can print. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this image, it would print out on a full scale of 8.5 by 11 inch paper, but I want to scale it down. Let's see. To where it's not like super big. And I want to see how it's going to do. It's a little black and white image of like a house. And I'm probably going to use this image if it works, I'm probably going to use it and transfer it, or I'm going to take the image transfer and add it to my fall journal that I'm going to be using fall into autumn. It's a design team project that I'm getting ready to start on, and I'll probably use it in there. So we'll see. So I'm getting ready to print out my image, and I will be right back. Okay, so it's printed out, and it's like a little house or whatever, and it has like a floor plan and all that. And I'd actually gotten that image off of Creative Fabrica, and I'll have a link in the description of where I got it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub my hand over this image. I hope I'm not messing it up, but even if I do, it's fine, because I want it to have that vintage look anyway. So let's see if I can transfer all of this onto the tissue. And I'm still going to keep this. Now what I'm going to do, since this is fabric, and before I actually do some decoupaging, I want to, I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'm going to tear out and around the image. And then I'm going to try to get most of it into like a square, one of these little squares. And what I'll first do is, and now I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just going to see. Because I know once I add Mod Podge, it's just going to smear stuff. But I'm going to take some of this Rave hairspray just to see if it'll lock in that color. And then I'm just going to let it completely dry. Okay, so now this is completely dry, but what I probably should have did was just let it dry against a different surface, because I kind of need to flip it around to the correct side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip this fabric. Oh, and by the way, this is a fat quarter that I got from Dollar Tree, and it's 100% cotton. Let me just take this off. And I'm still going to keep this fabric, this little piece down here, but I'm going to flip this to where it's right side up, meaning where the words, not that you can really see them, but the words are turned correctly. So if you were to ever transfer something else where your words are a whole lot more legible, then you could also, once it's dry after the hairspray, then you can flip it to the correct side and decoupage it onto your surface, your fabric or whatever you want to use. Now, I'm not real sure. I'm sure there's a certain kind of fabric sealer that you can use. I don't have any, but I'm just going to use the Mod Podge anyway, and it can act as a sealer. But I'm sure after decoupaging the image on there, you could go back and spray or use whatever type of finish that you would like. So, like I said, I'm just going to decoupage this on here. And I imagine it's going to stay. So far, it's not smearing, and that was my whole goal. But I don't know if it's going to stick to this fabric. Oh yeah, there, Sonia. Might help if you add some Mod Podge to it. You could probably also, you know what? You could probably also add some paint. Some gesso or something, which I just might do. Just to give it that extra added layer that you can see. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to add a little bit because this fabric is a little bit thin, and so I feel like the image will grab better to this paint, hopefully. I probably should have painted it first, but whatever. You live and you learn, so. So we're going to see. But just make sure that once you start to decoupage your image on there, you want to make sure you're not using paint to decoupage it, because you're just obviously going to cover it up. So I'm going to wash this off and I'm going to finish decoupaging it. And I'm doing 2 different styles just to see, because I'm going to probably make some envelopes and stuff. So I'm definitely wanting to use these because these have words and stuff. So I'm going to try to get these labels. On correctly. I'm trying not to have any voids in it, but we'll see. I'm just going to spray this on it and let it dry completely on its own. So I don't like how that one looks. So I printed out another one, but I didn't resize it. So I left it at the regular size that it was on. What I'm going to do first, and I'm probably going to mess it up. If I mess it up, I can always wipe this sheet off and reuse it. I'm just going to spray the sheet. I think I messed it up like that too. Yeah, I messed that up because it's smearing. But like I said, you can reuse the sheet and print on it again. That's the good thing about it. And I'm just going to let it sit and dry on its own. Okay, so while this is still drying, I've decided to do what I probably should have just did anyway, which is basically transfer directly to the fabric. I don't know why I didn't just think to do that, but yeah. So I'm just going to cut this fabric a little bit and rip it going straight across. Move this out the way. Make sure this is cleaned up real good. And what I want to do, because I want to have like a beige color background. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it to the shape that I want. And I've got like a glue coffee mixture. And we're just going to see how this is going to do. I'm just going to color it. And this is going to make the fabric more sturdy since it's got that glue in it. But it's also going to give it that color. And it has like a cinnamon and I forgot what else is in here. But it's going to have like a grungy, primitive kind of look to it. I should have just did this from the very beginning. So then I'm going to dry this off. Make sure it completely dries. And I'm going to come back over it in the center with some white paint. Okay, so now I'm just going to take some white acrylic paint, and you can use gesso or whatever. I'm just going to use a little bit. And I'm just going to paint the center. That way the house will show up pretty well, but this will also look, you know, vintagey, primitive, you know. Okay, so this right here got dried, and I cut that other one off. I'm probably not going to use this, but I'll use it on something, but just like as a collage or something, but I won't use it for what I was originally wanting to use this for. So I just now printed out another one, so we're going to see if I can line it up and transfer it directly to the fabric. This may be the better choice anyway, because tissue kind of scrunches up, whereas this, hopefully, it's just going to go straight on. You know what I should have did? Once again, I didn't think. I should have put it in reverse, but I mean, I can live with this. I can still paint around it. That way the letters or the words would go the other direction. I keep messing up no matter what. But anyway, it's kind of faint. I'm not real happy with it, but I'm going to spray some of this rave on there. And then I'm just going to see if I can get the rest of it off. I don't know, maybe I can get lucky. Or maybe I'm probably going to make a horrible mistake. Not real sure. But I'm just going to see. No, I'm making it worse. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I made it worse. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just going to try it without paint, period. So I'm just going to tear to the size that I'm wanting, approximately. And then we're just going to see what happens. Alright, we're just going to see what we can get. See if it'll transfer. It may or may not, I don't know, we'll see. I wonder if I should just let it sit there and dry. You know? I feel like it's almost like a jelly transfer, jelly print transfer. I don't know. That'll work. I'm going to use this, even though it's not very pronounced. I'm going to use it. I'm going to spray a little bit of this hairspray, just to kind of create a coating for it. And I'm literally just going to let it completely dry as is without moving it. Okay, so this one I think is the best looking one. I mean, it's not quite as pronounced as this one is, but this one's too kind of, I don't know how to describe it. I might use it in something, but I'm not real sure yet. I don't know. This is the one that I tried using the Modpodge, the first painting, and Modpodging the fabric, and then adding the transparent image transfer, and then adding the Mod Podge back over top of it again. That's not great. This one I'm sorely disappointed because I had went through all the trouble of browning my paper or my fabric and then going back with the white paint and then adding this on here, and then it would have did okay, but it was kind of faint, and then I decided to go back over it again, and then I messed it up. So these two we're going to set to the side, and I will definitely use this one. So now let's just get some string. I've got some leftover string from several different projects and stuff. So I think I want to create, I don't know, some like shadow and grass and trees and just whatever. So I'm just going to stitch some of this on. And let me see. Or just maybe I could glue it on, or should I stitch it on? Should I put it up here? To create like the scenery, like I'm not good at describing stuff. To make it seem like the trees, these are the trees back here. And then maybe we could have some, I should probably use a different color string for the grass. I don't want to take away from it though. But I do want to add some textiles and some different fabrics in here. Some zigzag. I'm probably just going to add some zigzag stitches and whatnot in the shape of a tree. And I'm going to stitch this onto I think I will. I just need like a little bit of fabric, just a little bit bigger than this, but paint it, of course. I'm going to use my little glue mixture. And I'll let it dry completely before adding this one here, because the kind of look I have, it'll seep through. So we're going to let this completely dry. And then we'll do some collaging and whatnot. So I'm just going to paint this and dry it. And then we'll be right back. Okay, so we have our image right here. And then I dried all of these. And so my idea was to put this over top of this, and of course, you know, stitch around it, maybe add some, you know, stitch designs and stuff on here, which I still may do. But then I had a pleasant surprise on this one. I decided to, you know, take my glue paint mixture stuff. And I really do like that, because I thought that whenever I was going to paint over top of it, it was just going to completely cover the image. But the white paint beneath it that had gotten Mod Podged, it was protected basically. So the white still kind of created like a transparent glaze. So, how should I put it? The napkin created the napkin and the Mod Podge created a transparent glaze over top of the white. So the white basically didn't get covered. So I kind of like that. I like that grunginess, and even from the little torn bits of napkin, I kind of like that roughed up looking edge. So I may just use this image instead of this one, because this one, let me put them side by side. And because this one is kind of more pronounced than that one in more ways than one. So I think I'm just going to use that one because that was my original. And I'm going to still use this on something. I don't know what. But I could probably make tags and stuff out of it. Or who knows. I'll use it for something. Another project. And I can make, I don't know. I can make all kinds of stuff out of this. So, yeah. Let me just see if I can cut and tear. And see if we get like a rough kind of edge. And I'm going to take off part of where the wording is. I like that right there. I don't know. I might still go ahead and take it anyway. Yeah. But I can use that with a cluster. So I've got a lot of grungy stuff for some clusters. Let me try to straighten this out just a little bit. It actually cut straight instead of frayed, like I was wanting it to. Well, I frayed a little bit. See if I can scrunch it up a little bit. Maybe if I take some sandpaper to it, that might loosen up some of it. The good thing about this is it's very, very sturdy and it's got that texture in it. I like that. So that's a pleasant surprise. I think I will use it against, let me find a contrasting color fabric. Okay, so let me first go ahead and just stress around the edge. I'm just using some jet black archival ink. Just going to stress around the edge. And I am going to stitch this together, but I'm going to stitch everything at one time. And I might, like I said, I might use this as part of a cover of a journal for a fall theme. I'm in the process of also getting ready to work on a design team for the Sweet Spot Thelisha. And she has a digital called Fall for Autumn, and it's on her Etsy shop. So I'm probably going to use this in collaboration with some of hers. But to start out with, I'm trying to figure out what looks best. I'm going to glue part of this or paste it. Where's my glue stick? So I'm going to glue some of this down just to kind of hold it in place. I'm not going to go around the whole entire thing. But I do want it to stay in place so I don't, number one, so I don't forget what I was doing and how I was positioning it. But I'll get a little piece of this cheesecloth. Trying to figure out. I think I want some of that on the front. Okay, so I think I'm going to add something on here. I've got some rusted like wire, what else is in there? Some safety pins, paper clips, and then some little bells for Christmas. I'm trying to get a head start on some of that. So, and I put some of them on here. Let me just kind of zoom in a little bit. Let me pick it up. Now, some of these I could have let stay a little bit longer so they could get a little bit more rusted, but I'm very impatient. So I cheated a little bit and I let it, like, instead of letting it air dry, like I'm going to let these air dry, I just took the heating tool to it, and then I sprayed some of this clear glaze Krylon. I hope this is the right stuff. Brenda, let me know if it's not, because I'm trying to follow your recipe slightly, but you know I cheat, so let me know if this is the right stuff that you used. But I want to add some rust on here. Let's see. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to write the number 10 on here. And then I'm going to stitch around it. Okay, so I stitched a little. It's not that great, but anyway. And we've got our little rusty safety pin. So I'm just going to add this vertically on here. And I can always remove it, but okay, so I couldn't get the safety pin to do right, so I decided not only am I not going to put it on this side because it's not sticking, but I'm just going to put it on this side, and I'm not going to worry about that number 10 because it's problematic. I'm going to try to stitch this button in the center of this and onto here. Hand stitch, slow stitch. And I don't have any needles that have a small head or or eye, so that will fit through this size button. So I had to manually run my string up through. I had to by hand and on down, and then I just tied a knot, you know, back here. And then now I'm just going to come through the front and try to sew it in here some kind of way. Okay, so I finally finished it, and here it is, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'm probably going to use this on the cover of a journal or something. I'm not real sure yet. But yeah, this is my textile fusion, and we've got our cheesecloth, we've got some ribbon, some different fabrics, some decoupaged images. We have some thread and stitching, and I've got my little button, and I did decide to go ahead and I wanted to use something that was rusted, so I put this little rusted paper clip on here because I was determined that since I couldn't use my safety pin, I couldn't get it to do right, I was going to use it. But yeah, we've got a little bit of lace here, so yeah. This is my textile infusion for the Scrappy 8 Facebook group. So go over and check out the Scrappy 8 Facebook group on Facebook. And I'll have a link in the description. And you have all October to create a project if you want to participate. And this is pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching.